Hey everyone. Thank you for the raid, Phil. Oh my gosh. Hello to Tadpole and Bard and Daniel and Danny and Evan. Hi Evan. And Cupcake, Cora. Hi, welcome in Cora. Thank you for your first chat. And Doug. Hi Doug. How are y'all doing tonight? Full disclosure, I'm waiting for a food delivery, so I'll have to step away when it gets here, but it'll just take me a few seconds. How are you all doing tonight? I wasn't even planning on streaming today, but I decided just to do it because I wanted to hang out for a bit, so I don't know what we're going to do today. We might not even play a game, but thank you all for coming in. And since Phil is here, I'm sorry Phil, I'm going to embarrass you probably, but some of the things that I wanted to do this month, as you all know, is I wanted to shout out a different queer streamer, creators, individual every time I stream this month. And this is my first stream of June, so the person I was actually going to focus on for my first stream was you, Phil. So it's nice that you raided in with your community, because I did want to talk to you folks all about Phil today. And I have a command set up that I'm going to do for every person I talk about. So right there is all of the places where you can find Phil. And Phil is just an amazing person overall. I met Phil, gosh, way back in, I guess it was last year, right, Phil, around this time? And I don't remember what the first time that I met you was, Phil. It was like around... I know it was around the time I did my N64 stream where I met everyone. So that was kind of around the time we met, I think. Because you followed... I saw that you followed that... You were my last follower before I did that stream. So I think that was the first time I met Phil. And Phil has been very... Phil is a lovely person, you know. He's bisexual in our queer community. And he faces a lot of adversity all the time, and I think the thing that I admire about Phil is that he comes out of it all the time with such a positive attitude and always uplifting and supportive of everyone, and he'll always also be able to find a good joke, so you know, that's really appreciated. And Phil does a lot of things. Phil has a blog that he writes, and he is working on a game, Legends of Adrigal. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, Phil, but the link is also there. It's the second YouTube link in that information I just shared. He also has a Discord full of people that I've been able to meet through his Discord, which has been really nice. And Phil is just a sweetheart. And I know, Phil, sometimes you're hard on yourself, and you're probably blushing right now. I'm sorry, but not really. I think you're just an amazing person. You do a lot for the community, more than you probably realize. And I just want to make sure that everyone else knows that. So tonight, several times tonight, I will shout out your links so that people can find you. If you have not interacted with Phil yet, please do. Go follow his Twitch, go join his Discord, follow his YouTubes. He's an amazing person and a creator and just a lovely member of the queer community. So I will be doing this type of shout outs in all of my streams this month. And Phil, you were the first person I thought of, so... Oh, you're seriously crying? I hope it's good tears, Phil. But yeah, so check out all those links, please, that I posted in chat. If you have not followed all of his different things yet, he's all over the place, so which is a benefit for all of us. But yeah, so I'll shout you out again, Phil, towards the end, and I just want to make sure that you all get the screen time you deserve. So. And as people come in, if people come in, it's a Friday night, so I will put that link. I will use that command, and it looks like it's quote of the day, which it's not. I'm saying it's queer of the day, so I'm appropriating that acronym for this month. But yeah, and let's give Phil a shout out too, since he's here. And I'll probably shout the rest of you out too as we go.
Is that the question you really want to ask?
This clip is so cute, by the way.
Why are you so cute, Super Phil? I don't know. I was dipped in sugar as a child.
Alright, who else is here that streams? I think there's a lot of you in here. Let me go down the list. Daniel.
Hey, listen!
I'll work on the shoutouts while Phil goes to dry his tears off. Well, how are the rest of you doing, by the way? What are your plans for the weekend?
Yes! Oh, let's go, baby!
Evan was here.
Hey, listen!
Reaching Heavensward. Hi, Kieran. Welcome in. Going good. We're doing yard sale. Are you doing a yard sale? Oh, nice. Getting rid of old collectibles. I wish we had the yard to do that, because we definitely need to do that. Oh, and hi, Mary. Welcome in. I missed your chat there. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Bear Pear is also here.
Hey, listen!
Consent! Consent! I need an adult! Oh wait, I am an adult. I need another adult! No! Get off my face!
Ugh.
No,
I hate
wrap
Gibdos. They're so
around me.
creepy.
Get off me.
More vampire chores.
I don't want a mummy, I want a dad.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 too a little bit today, so I'm making more progress in the story. Just got home from dance and showered, and I got some new lotion that smells so darn good, and I love that feeling of like, oh my god, I smell good. Me too. I just had a shower because I shaved my head just a little while ago, so I feel nice and clean. You came in for the discussion of how great Phil is? I think we can all agree that Phil is great, so. What I'm planning to do also, I think, is once we're done with the stream, I'm gonna, when I post it up on, well, I don't know if I'm gonna post this one on YouTube. I might. I usually don't post the just chattings, but because we shouted out Phil, we can put Phil's information in the YouTube channel, the video description as well, so people can go find him. They already made a sequel to Final Fantasy 14. Phil. It took me a second to process that, Phil. I'm like, wait, did I say that there was a sequel to Final Fantasy 14? Fabulous Phil, yes. I think another thing all of you know about Phil is his wit is so sharp that he'll always come up with a joke and just surprise you with it. Like, instantly. So... I always appreciate that about Phil. You know, Mary, I do need to get new lotions because all the lotions I have are really old, so, and they're showing their age. So I might need to pick up some new ones at some point. And to answer your question, Phil, I'm getting some barbecue pork ordered from this restaurant that we like, and some turnovers that they also make there, apple and sweet potato. So that'll be good. That's more for my husband for dinner though, because I know he's not feeling well today, and I didn't want to cook. I'm so tired. I don't want to cook. I've cooked the last couple nights, and I also baked cookies yesterday, so I'm just like, I don't want to cook today. He's sly about it sometimes, yes. It takes a minute to register. Sometimes it just goes over my head. I'm like, wait a minute. What? I have way too many lotions as well. My friends like to go on Bath & Body Works binges. I need to go there. We have one close by. They're a little pricey, but their stuff is good, I guess. So, but yeah. I don't think we're going to do anything this weekend because my husband's really out of it. So I think we're just going to, I hope, just relax. That's what I want to do. Using oils a lot lately that infuse with herbs. Ooh, so you do that yourself? This one was free with a makeup order I did, and wow, I want to eat it. Sometimes the stuff smells good that you want to eat it, but I'm sure if you ever tried to, it would be horrible. Our bath works, but not much in my body some days. See, there it is. Sad pandas, hope he feels better. Yeah, and that's kind of something I wanted to... That's something... Hi, Kafka. That's something I wanted to talk a little bit about today, too. Just the way that he's been doing, because it affects me, too. You know, I don't like to make it about me in that respect, but it's just... It's hard, you know. So I'll probably be talking about that in a little bit as well. Well, my food is very close, so I don't really want to get into any conversations at the moment. Once again, it took me a minute. It does. Sometimes you're just like, wait a minute. Because it's a valid statement, but it's also a joke. So, since we're talking, there were a couple of big things this week, right? Pokemon second trailer came out, and also the Sony State of Play. So did anyone have any takeaways about that they want to share? Because I have a few, but I'll let you guys go first if you want to share what your thoughts are about those events we had this week, at least in the gaming world. RE4 looks pretty good. You know, it's funny, I've been, at least for Resident Evil fans, I can't claim to be a big fan because I just started playing Resident Evil, but the... Oh, food's almost here. The consensus I've heard is that 4 did not need a remake, but it seems like there's a lot of excitement now after seeing that trailer, so that's good. I always like to see people excited about things. You didn't bother with either? I didn't watch the Pokemon one live, but I watched it afterwards. It was very cute. It really didn't, but looks good. That's what I've been hearing, that it's looking good. RE4 is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm not a large fan of the series. That said, really hyped for the remake. Oh, cool. Poor Code Veronica. This is what I love about you, Travis. You bring in all the cozy vibes, hence the lo-fi music. Thank you, Daniel. That's what I try to do. You know, we're very low-key here. I saw a cool-looking cat game. Stray, yes. Stray, it looks interesting. And if you like kitties, I don't know if you can ignore that game. Of course, Final Fantasy 16 trailer was pretty cool as well. I can't dispute that part. A cat game, yes, look it up. It's called Stray. Wasn't there a new Sonic trailer? That's right, there was a new Sonic trailer. I did not see that though. The Sonic, what was it called? Frontiers? Is that what it's called? I don't remember. I think that dropped today or yesterday. Odyssey? Sonic Odyssey. Yeah, basically. I think Kirby, well, the Kirby worked out really well, I think. Oh, my driver is very close. Sonic Frontiers, yeah. I heard mixed feelings about that one. This game looks cool and not what I was expecting it to look like. Oh yeah, it's not like a... I think when people hear kitty games, they expect, you know, like a little... like Neko Atsumi or something. A little cat cafe game. But no, it looks pretty interesting. I can't remember what else they talked about. Final Fantasy's trailer went really heavy on the summons, so that's pretty cool. Expecting cutie. That's what I always expect when I hear a cat game. So the fact that it's not that is kind of interesting. I can't remember what else they talked about. For PlayStation, a lot of the games, if they're JRPGs, of course, they interest me, or if they're certain like different kinds of games, they're cool. Resident Evil now I'm also interested in, just because I have a new interest in the series. Street Fighter, that's right, Street Fighter 6. Definitely hits a cross-section on my love for sci-fi and animal games. Animal games are fine as long as nothing happens to the animals. I can't stand it when something happens to animals in games or in movies or anything. If you ever play Resident Evil 5, play it with a co-op partner. I love co-op games. One of my favorite co-op experiences. Co-op games are really good. There need to be more co-op games out there. I think for me, Street Fighter 6 is kind of... It's cool, because the fact that the series is still going is really cool, but I'm also more like... I don't really play fighting games. The only fighting game I play is Smash, so... That's really the only thing I... That's the only fighting game I play. RE5 was a lot of fun when I played through it with a friend. Looking for... Oh! Hang on. My dasher's here. The ringtone? Yeah, I know. It's the Zelda fountain, of course. My text tone is also a Zelda sound. Monster Hunter Rise expansion. Oh. That's another series I have not gotten into, Monster Hunter. I'm fine with Animal Crossing because all you do is find animals, not hurt them. Yeah, right. I get very sad if something, you know, if you have a companion animal like a dog in a game and something happens to it, or even in a movie, I'm just like, oh, I can't ever go back and watch that movie again. It hurts too much. Sorry, that ringtone was probably really loud. I apologize. Hated killing the dogs in Last of Us 2. Oh. I can't handle bad things for animals. No, I can't watch that. I would not ever watch that either, Mary. No way. No, thank you. It's funny though when you think about it, because I'll watch movies where people are getting killed, but I can't watch. If an animal gets hurt, even hurt, I'm just like, oh, no, I can't. I can't. Knockout City is free to play. That's right. You and Phil will be happy about that, I'm sure. Listening for the doorbell. I'm lucky though because our apartment is secured, so they have to buzz in first, which that's what I did. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Food's here. What did you order? So there's this local plate lunch place that we like. Do you all know what plate lunches are? You might not know what plate lunches are, but there's a plate lunch place that we like in the next town over, and they have really good barbecue meats that they have and fried noodles. So I got my husband barbecue pork and fried noodles and turnovers as well. So that's his dinner. I have leftovers that I'm going to eat, so I just ordered him some dinner. I don't love humans dying much either, but animals are just innocent bystanders. I know, poor babies. And hi, Chicky, welcome in.
Hey, listen!
How are you doing tonight? I'm okay. I'm doing okay too.
No?
It's been a week. It's been a week for sure. Oh, sorry, Phil. I'm just stealing your job. I'm not doing anything crazy though, so it has. Yeah, so we're just chatting today. I don't know if we're even gonna get to a game tonight. I'm not sure. We might not, which is fine. But yeah. We were just talking about my brain just went dead. The state of play that PlayStation did this week, and also the Pokemon trailer. So I don't have much to say about the Pokemon trailer. I mean, everyone's so excited about the new professors. That's my takeaway from that. But that's pretty much it. And the legendaries, right, were revealed. So Doing some post-stream decompressing. Oh, that's good, Phil. Thank you for decompressing in my stream. You love just chatting. Short week because of Memorial Day. Yeah, but it felt like a long week. Hot Professor. Oh yeah, and Lechon the pig. Hot Professor is hot the end. I know that's basically the takeaway. They jumped on that Rule 34. They did. They did. This short week went faster than the speed of sound. I'm glad it went fast for you, Daniel. It was so slow for me. It was a very long week. I'm not sure if you all know what lechon is. I don't know. The only reason I know lechon is because every Filipino restaurant here makes lechon, and it's so good. And it's roast pork, basically, right? So it's funny that lechonk is very close to that word, and he's a pig. So I'm interested to see what his evolution is going to be. The poor pig. Lechon is very good, though, by the way. It's very crispy and very tasty. Not good for you at all, because it's deep fried to heck, but it's really good. You have a lot of Filipino restaurants over there? We have tons of them here, too. Tons of them. You love crispy stuff? I know, crispy stuff is so good. Although your stomach might not like that, Chicky, so it's very, very bad for you. But yeah, lechon. Lechon is so good. And there's another dish they call lechon kawali where they add in more things like tomatoes and like a fish sauce and onions. It's super tasty. Now I want to eat that. My stomach likes nothing. I know, your poor stomach. His evolution be crispy bacon? Oh no. Poor piggy. A lot of people like that other one too, the olive, what is it called? Smolive? That one didn't even jump out me at all. I just noticed the pig and the professor. And of course the legendaries. Smolive Garden. Yeah. Yeah, I saw lots of Smolive Garden memes. I think Gokai was sharing that around all over the place too. As they tend to do when they find a meme they like. Do you stream Switch games? I used to. The last Switch game I streamed was... what was it? Well, I don't think you count Mario 64 as a Switch game, but I was streaming that off my Switch. I also streamed... I streamed one episode of... I call them episode. I did one stream of Arceus, which I didn't end up liking, sadly. And I also streamed one episode of Skyward Sword. And the new one, the remake. And I also did my Final Fantasy VIII playthrough, which is another retro game, but I did it off my Switch. That one I did the full series, so... But I haven't done any actual Switch games lately. It's been a while. Any plans for Breath of the Wild? Well, I don't own Breath of the Wild right now. It's... You all might know the story already, but one of my former friends has my physical copy, so... Once I am able to get that again, I will probably stream it because I'd like to play that before Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. But I will have to dedicate a big chunk of time for that because Breath of the Wild is such a long game. It's coming on Jared, is that what you ordered for me? Oh my goodness. Thank you. They swooped it. Well, thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. You didn't have to get that for me. Well, I guess we'll have Breath of the Wild soon, folks. Thank you. They swooped it. I know they did. They swooped that along with my Odyssey, but now I have both of them back, so I'm happy. Thanks to Jared and another kind soul who gave me Odyssey, gifted me Odyssey. And I love both of those games, so... Thank you. That's really exciting. I don't know if I'm going to stream that right away because I have Breath of Fire still going on. And there's one more. Oh my god. Jared. I kind of want to do shorter games this month and then maybe next month jump into maybe a longer game. So A surprise. You didn't have to do that, Jared, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Chicky, I think, well, you missed it earlier, but my activities for Pride this month is including shouting out different queer streamers every day that I stream. So my streamer of the day has been Phil, and he's probably going to be embarrassed again, but my queer of the day is Phil. So that's who I've been talking about today. And if you folks don't know Phil, check him out at all those different links in that chat because he's an awesome person. I talked about how I think he's a great, wonderful, supportive friend and very intelligent. So, and he does great things. He makes games, he writes blogs, streams. So go check him out. Those 2 YouTube channels there is his own stream archive plus the game that he's working on. He has a blog that he writes on. He has a Discord. He does so many things. He's amazing. So I love talking about Phil. I too. I'm gonna make him cry again, I think, but it's like good crying. The longest 5 minutes was pretty good. Wasn't super long. Wait, is that the one that loops, Jared? Is it like a time loop kind of thing? It sounds familiar. That's fine, he deserves it. He does. Oh, thank you, Daniel. I was right about to grab a hydrate. Thank you. No, and Phil is one of the people that I looked up to because he has a lot of adversity in his life, but he always comes out the other side being super positive and still supportive and a good friend. So it's a lot you can learn from that. It was like an SNES art style. Oh, I'll have to check that out. There's I'm trying to find, and it's hard to find because, you know, I don't know a lot of different games out there. Hi Kyla, welcome in. Glitter Dragon, welcome in. Glitter Dragon. VG Dad Plays, hi VG Dad Plays, welcome in. He's one of the most positive humans I know. I know, and he's very tender-hearted. Oh, you beat your raid in. Welcome in. Or at least you beat the notification. Thank you for the raid.
Hey, listen!
Thank you, Phil. Such a genuinely kind person. Yes, Phil is definitely a very kind person.
What? No! No!
Oh, no.
No! What happened? Oh, no!
Oh, the technical
no,
difficulties.
You guys! Oh, that sucked!
Oh, man. That's bad timing. Well, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for bringing your community over and trusting them with me. If y'all don't know me, I'm Fox, a gay variety streamer. Tonight we were just chatting, apparently, so... I hate when that happens. Oh, someone else... I'm probably going to shout him out in another stream because he's just an amazing person anyway, but someone else I did want to shout out is Stickum Eric because he is doing...
Hey, listen!
All this month, he is doing fundraising for... Oh god, what's it called? I'm sorry, but the name of the charity escapes me, but it's a very good charity that he's doing fundraising for. And he's pushing really hard to hit a $1,000 goal. He's well on his way already, which I'm not surprised about, but check out Eric because he's amazing. And if there are any other people that I know that are going to be doing different things for Pride this month, I will also shout them out when I can. And Eric is also playing Night in the Woods right now, which is one of my favorite games. And it's fun to see someone play that game for the first time. So I think he's going to finish it tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to catch his stream tomorrow whenever that is. But he's amazing. And he does have a pretty big community as a heads up, but he's also very good at addressing the people in chat. So, you know, sometimes when people have a big following and the chat is just going crazy, they're not really good at, you know, because it's so much going on, but he's very good at talking to the people who are in chat, so he's very welcoming. I wanted to play LGBT retro games, but surprise, they don't exist. Yeah, that's surprise. I'm trying, yeah, but sorry, that's what I was talking about. I can't find any that other people already aren't doing, so and there really aren't that many options. So if you guys know any that are kind of shorter bites that I could play, I'm not necessarily into the whole dating sim kind of games. You know, I know those are out there like Dream Daddy, and the one that everyone is playing right now called I I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, freeze pops or something. It's very NSFW, so I'm surprised it's not violating any any Twitch rules. It might be, but I'm not all into those kinds of games really. So I'd like to. I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition is one that has queer characters in it, and Frack, welcome in, Frack. Freeze pops, yeah, something like that. Eric is very fantastic. Yes. Aren't there any LGBT? There are some, you know, but I think I'm not so into the whole dating sims, like I said, Daniel. So I'm trying to find games that have queer characters in them and queer stories, which are very rare, sadly. You know, there's not much representation out there. It's better, but there still isn't much. And I'm not talking about games that just have a, you know, gay character featured, but they don't really talk about them or anything. You know, there lots of games do that. They'll just throw in a gay character, but that's all they'll say about them. So are we talking gay games? We are. Hi Lynx, welcome in. Tons of queer characters in there. Time Spinner? I'll have to look that up. Tell Me Why is free on Steam. Oh, that sounds familiar, Tadpole. Last of Us 2 could work. Oh, it's a trans game. That's right. That's the one with the, Can't they see, like... I'm bad at remembering, but can't they see, like, things? They have powers or something, right? I think I remember that one. And I remember, I think was it the brother? Are they brother and sister, I think? And the brother is the trans character, right? I can't remember. Someone was playing it. I think it was actually Eric that was playing it. I don't remember though. I'll have to look up Time Spinner though, Frack. I've never heard of that one. Life is Strange, yeah. Xbox had a bunch of games listed, but none of them would scratch that itch. Yeah. They all listed queer side characters. Maybe you just have to make that game yourself. You should, Chicky. Do it. Make it. Time Spinner is Metroidvania. Oh! I'll definitely have to look that up. And I'm also going to shout you out, Frack. So.
Hey, listen!
Yeah, I gotta look into some of those. But you know, again, I'm kind of, you don't know the first thing about making games. You can learn. It's never too late. So games like Last of Us and what was it called? Where is it? Life is Strange. Those are very good narrative games, but again, those are not games I'm super into either. I like watching people play them because I like kind of absorbing the story and watching people play, but I'm not super into that type of game myself. So I'm glad that those exist because they tell the queer experience really well. Especially that Tell Me Why. That's a good one that I remember. Now that you brought it up, Tadpole. The Stardew Valley count? It kind of does. It kind of does. But again, that one is more... There's representation, but the characters aren't intrinsically queer. You know what I mean? You can date anyone, which is nice, but that also removes the queer experience because if you can just date anyone and anyone is... You know, you can date anybody you want. There's no actual queer experience there, right? So... There are some notes in it when you do date, if you do get into a gay relationship with someone, but the characters aren't intrinsically gay, right? So that's different. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, so it's good that it's there. It's nice that you can go in and date boys if you're a boy or girls if you're a girl, but it also kind of eliminates that whole experience because the queer dating experience is so much different than that. It's not just, oh yeah, it's so easy to get together with this guy and oh, it's so happily ever after. That's not how it works, right? So it eliminates the actual queer experience. But it does have representation, so. I need a gay knight that needs to save the gay prince and goes through 96 levels of action platforming fun. That would be cool. I know you like platformers, Chicky. they need a gay couple who isn't dateable or something. Yeah, I mean, you know, just make it so that, you know, these particular characters are gay, so, right? You can choose the gender of the people in Haven now, so you can play as a gay or lesbian couple. What is Haven? We just need a gay conception game. Knockout City has a lot of queer players in its community. That's good. I think Overwatch is the same. Although I don't play that game anymore. Final Fantasy XIV is another one that's very gay. I mean, the characters aren't gay, but there's so many gay players, obviously, in Final Fantasy XIV, and I think there's lots of queer undertones that they allow to sneak in there. But, you know, there's not, like, I wouldn't say there's a lot of gay characters in the game, because there really aren't. Splatoon has a pretty big gay community. Oh, really? I know nothing about Splatoon. It's one of the Nintendo properties that I haven't really touched. An action RPG with turn-based battles. That piqued my interest. You haven't met them yet? Oh, okay. So they're coming. I got Cyberpunk thinking I could romance a man. I can, but not until way late in the game. Oh, there's only one. Boo. Splatoon 3 when it dropped. So much fun. I don't even like shooters. That's what I used to say before I started playing Overwatch, so... Also the soundtrack bugs. I'll have to check that out, Frack. I'm gonna have to save this. I should actually write it down that the games are suggesting, because I have not heard of either of those that you've talked about. Time Spinner and Haven. I'm still searching for supernatural lesbian books. There are some, but how does one actually find them? You know, that's one thing that I'm not familiar with at all, because I don't read it as much as I should. So I don't know what kind of spectrum is out there for gay and, you know, lesbian or queer literature. I have no idea, because I don't read enough. So you can play Dragon Age Inquisition. That's true. And the thing I like about Inquisition is, God, what is his name? Dorian is actually Dorian, right? Is his name? Is actually gay. He's gay, and he has a gay backstory and a background that's very true to the queer experience. So that's nice. That's a good one. A Vampire Slayer one. I need a Blake. Dorian is bae. I love him so much. Yeah, Dorian's great. And sorry, you can probably hear the with the butt. Dorian with the butt, yes. Sorry, there's sirens going by on the freeway. It's so noisy. Well, there's always the portrait of Dorian Gray. What is that? If you want to read a book. Oh, it's a book. The infamous butt. Oh boy. But see, I think so Dragon Age is cool because there are the, you know, the gay romance options, but then there is a character who's just, he's gay, which is nice. And the mustache. I wish I could. I cannot do facial hair at all. I cannot. It's so scraggly if I let it grow out. You love that book. Hi Dax, welcome in. Hello Dax. Hello, hello. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, listen!
It's so flowery and good, but also dark and spooky. Oh. Welcome in, Dax. We were just chatting tonight about anything and everything, so welcome in. How are you doing tonight? I saw somewhere that today is your Sunday, unfortunately. But I hope you've had a good time off. Spoopy. He has a very pretty mustache. Dorian Gray, never read it. Yeah, we were talking about different queer focused games that we could play this month. So we kind of went through the long list of the different narrative focused ones, dating sims, like the one that you played, Dax. Oh my god, the spicy one. But I'm trying to find other games too. Like Frack gave me a couple of suggestions, and that's why we're talking about Dragon Age as well. So, oh gosh, get away, bot. Wait, how do I do things? Thank you. Thank you, Phil. I was looking at things, I'm like, oh wait, how do I do this again? I don't remember. Thanks, Phil. Oh, Spiritfarer. Oh, Spiritfarer, I think that game would make me cry. Cried so much about summer. Oh gosh. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that on stream. Probably not. I don't think I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that on stream. No, thank you. Cried multiple times. Oh boy. I mean, I like that. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I can handle it on stream. Sask, welcome in. Hi, Sask.
Hey, listen!
I'm just stealing Phil's job today, but.
You look in need of a little pep up.
Is that a Sailor Moon game? Oh my gosh.
I told you, creepy dude with the medicine. You don't need your.
I'm doing alright tonight, Sask. I think I needed to chat with folks tonight because I've just been feeling a little off this week. It's been a long week. So. I would like to experience Spiritfarer, but that is 0% my type of game. Yeah, I don't imagine you playing that type of game, Chicky, but I would play it. I don't think I want to stream it. Not at all. You're welcome, Sask. How are you doing tonight? We were just talking about queer-focused games that I could probably look into for this month, but there aren't too many that I would actually stream, sadly. And I think other people are doing a good job of streaming them, so... you know, Dax is playing some, Eric is playing some, you know, some of my friends are spraying it out, so I think that's good. You know, I can shout those people out. Because unfortunately, a lot of queer-focused games are not really my type of game style. Like, I'm not into the narrative games too much. I like watching them. I like watching narrative games. I don't really like playing through them. I'm not really into dating sims either, so, you know, it's... and those are the only options I can think of right away, but people have brought up some good suggestions, so... The stories in it are good, but the experience being intrinsically about saying goodbye, oh yeah, that's hard. Crying heart sounds very vulnerable too on streaming. Yeah. I've cried on stream before, but not like bawling, so... You just finished a sad game? What did you finish? Sometimes crying is good though, like, when I get a good cry out, it's just, you feel refreshed, like some, you know, you reset, it resets you. Newfound Courage. I've never heard of that. What kind of game is that? You need a Drag Race RPG game where you slay the competition, literally. Oh my god. I didn't get to watch this past episode today, so don't spoil it for me, okay, anybody? Catharsis. Adventure puzzle. Oh, it's a queer game too. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. Although if it's sad, I mean, I'm okay with sad storylines, but because the queer experience can be very sad. But crap. could use some happy stories too. They're making a drag race fighting game? Are they really? More than happy to have a private showing of Drag Race. Oh, thank you, Chicky. Maybe when this weekend, if my husband's feeling any better, we can do that. He was just not in the mood today, so... It's still happy too, all the feels. Oh, that's good. I wrote that on my little list I'm putting together now. Because when you Google queer games, it's like, I get all the same games, so I'm just like, there must be other ones out there. Moon Glow Bay has some elements, but it's not the focus of the experience. I've never heard of that either. Excited to watch. Yeah, well maybe Cheeky, I'll hit you up sometime this weekend if he's feeling any better. Then we can watch. Because I know he actually wants to watch, but today he was just not in the mood, so... I'm sure when he's feeling better he will want to watch it. Well, I have at least a few games now that I can look up, because I'd like to focus on some, you know, but I just don't. I want to finish the Breath of Fire run that I'm doing, and I also want to pick another alternate game because we finished Super Mario 64, so that's why I'm looking for an alternate game, so I can pick maybe something queer theme for the month, but I always have a hard time choosing, so. Masquerade of Songs and Shadows is a tactics RPG with some queer characters. Oh. Well, it's interesting, you know what we were talking about earlier too, Sask, is I'm looking for games that have a really good queer characters in them, you know, there's, and I'm not saying yours is not, but there's lots of games where they just shoehorn gay characters in just to have them, but there's no real story or experience about them, they're not really well fleshed out. So I'd like to have games where they're actually a focus and they're an important part of the story, but they're not, you know, just shoehorned in. So, because that's annoying when that happens. I mean, it's good. You know, I've learned a good lesson this week from a tweet that I saw. It's good to have the representation. I just want there to be more, right? More in-depth look into the queer experience, queer people. So, yeah. No, he's had a rough week, Daniel. And I think that's something I just really needed to talk about today too, which is why another reason I wanted to stream and share, because for my husband it's been really rough, and as a lot of you know, I think a lot of times when my tweets go out that aren't so good, a lot of times it's because of my husband, and he's just been really struggling a lot, and over, God, I would say the past 6 or 7, maybe 8 years, it's just gotten worse and worse as far as his conditions. So he has a very complex mixture of PTSD, depression, anxiety, and I have a feeling some ADHD, but from what we've been understanding, that's kind of part of also the trauma, so that causes him to be that way. And it's been it's been hard to watch, only because it's not like this happened overnight. He's been going to doctors and therapists and trying different techniques and medications and different things, and it's just progressed because I don't think the doctors have been able to really pinpoint what issue that he has. So it's become really hard. Like, he's gotten to the point now where it's hard for him to even have a productive day. He just, a lot of times he'll just be lying in bed all day because he can't give himself the energy to keep going, and it's to the point where he's just so tired, and I don't blame him. We've been through so many doctors and tried so many different things, and things just don't work. So it's been hard, and the doctors we have here, we've been through at least 4, I think this is the 5th psychiatrist he's had. They've all been crap. All right, they don't understand the queer experience very well, and they also don't, I think, want to dig to try to figure out really what's going on with his brain. So it's like, he used to do lots of craft fairs and stuff to make money. He used to be able to have a job, but because of the crippling nature of what he's going through now, he can't hold work, he can't do different things. We did an event that we did an event that over the past weekend, and it was just so hard for him to do it, and he had multiple breakdowns, you know, so it's really rough on me too, but of course for him it's really hard. And you know, it's been hard. And yeah, you know, we would love to go to Washington too, Chicky, but it's very complicated as well because we have, first of all, we don't have any money. We have zero savings because of all the hard times we've been going through. I have literally like $100 in my savings account. That's all I've got. And we live paycheck to paycheck. We have lots of bills to pay. My mom is still here too, and she's very sick. So I don't really want to leave her while she's still around. And, you know, at least here I have kind of her and my aunties and my family as a support system. So it's kind of it's hard. And I don't think he's mentally stable enough to handle a move. I don't think that'll work. So we're kind of just stuck in a really hard place. Which is why a lot of the times I'm frustrated because I don't know what to do anymore. Like I don't know what to do. You know, it's to the point where I just don't know what to do. And that's I think what gets me down a lot because I feel stuck. Like, what are we supposed to do now? What else can we try? And he's really tired too, you know, obviously. So I don't want to force him to do anything. And but that's essentially what we've been going through a lot. And I think for him, from what I understand, is his anxiety is so bad that he can't function because it's so many things that he thinks about that could go wrong that he just doesn't want to do it anymore. And we have, you know, he's on medication, he's on Xanax, which it helps, but it doesn't. Like it's become less and less effective. And I think the trauma that he has, the PTSD, is that makes it hard for him to do things because when something, and this is just I think his experience, but when anything small happens that's disappointing, it can trigger a major series of breakdowns and setbacks for him. So that's kind of what he's going through right now. You know, he wanted to spend his money on something that he made, and we're having so much trouble with the purchase, so he's just really upset about that, and it's put him out. Like, he just doesn't want to do anything anymore right now. So I think that's where the depression sets into. You know, he does talk a lot about not wanting to try anymore. Sometimes he just won't eat. So it's all very stressful. And you know, obviously for me, but also for him, of course, it's really stressful. So there's just a lot. But sorry, I think I've been talking a lot, so let me catch up with chat. Anxiety is such a bitch. Anxiety is a bitch. I've been feeling a lot of anxiety lately too. I've gone through that when I was told to quarantine after learning I got COVID. Oh. Yeah, well, the pandemic has not helped, obviously, at all. Ugh. That hasn't made anything better. It has made things harder and more difficult. Think a lot about how it's hard to get better when it's impacting your ability to survive. Yes, to survive in capitalism. Ugh. You also get to add stress about survival. Yeah, and I think that's where... And I don't know how to mitigate this, but it is hard because he doesn't have an income, right? So, and Hawaii is so expensive that we can't scrape together any money to even try to get away from here, because it's so expensive to just exist. And my rent just went up for this year, which is another thing. Like, okay, well, that makes it even harder, right, to save money. So I'm so glad he has you and your support. You know, I try, Mary. I really do. Like, I've learned a lot of patience over the years because I was not a very patient person as a young person, if you can imagine that. But I've learned a lot about depression and anxiety, and I think for me too, I feel myself getting tired, right? And I feel bad about that because I think my patience is getting shorter and shorter because it's just where, like, I want things to get better, but they're not. And I'm just starting to lose my patience, and I feel bad about that. But I think I'm just so tired, you know? I'm tired of fighting it. But I have autism, so I've learned through it all. You know, I give you folks credit too, Daniel, like you and Phil. You know, it's a lot of more adversity you folks have to deal with as well, and you folks still do amazing things, so that's awesome. pandemic has made a lot of us realize we're not okay? Yeah, I think so. Oh my god, fuck rent. I know. But you know the thing is, Frack, the sad thing is, our rent is still way lower than a lot of people pay here. And I'm gonna let you guys know, we pay $17.75 a month for our place. 2-bedroom. I also have to pay for electricity. But places that are comparable to ours are $200 or $300 more expensive a month. So we're not gonna move. Whoa. That's pretty cheap. It's funny how there's different reactions to that. But yeah, it better be bougie for that price. It's okay. We have a pool and stuff like I tell you guys about, but it's expensive, and comparable places, like I said, are more expensive. So I can't, like, you know, and it's just me, right? We only have the one income, so we can't really. It's hard to shop around when you only have so much money to work with. Luckily, Hawaii has some rent controls, but that's only for when you're actually in a rental agreement, right? They're not supposed to raise your rent by so much, but they still can raise it. And when everything else is so expensive, it's like, what do you do, right? You can't escape. So it's a lot, and that's why I think I've been having a hard time lately. You know, I'm sorry for worrying you all. My appetite has suffered, I think, because I'm so stressed out about things. I think the one blessing in disguise is that my mom's condition has gotten a little better. So she's not well, but she's better, as in, I think so earlier this year, if you folks were following me, February was a really hard time for me because my mom was going through a severe depression of her own. So because she has untreatable COPD, and that's really just deterioration of the lungs from smoking for so many years, you know. But she was going through really bad depression too, and that was causing her to over-medicate and not be able to take care of herself. You know, she wouldn't feed herself, and she would take too much medication, so she would get kind of loopy, right? And she would just not be able to manage herself, so we would have to be there all the time. And, you know, at the same time, my husband was struggling, and I was going through changes at my job. And this kind of stuff has been happening for years now, but it's escalating, right? So I'm at a point where I think it's starting to affect my health too. So it's been a lot. So I don't know. I think I feel myself slowly breaking down, which is bad. I need to figure out how to not let that happen. So because I feel myself going into depressions more often. You know, my appetite has been affected. I'm not eating, but I can't let that happen. You know, I can't. There's too many people depending on me, right? So it's not something I can do. So thank you, Frack. No, I appreciate. Why is this song on my list? But thank you for the support, everyone, and letting me listen. So it sounds like you need someone to come take care of you for a week. I know, right? That's what I need, I think. It's a lot. And I think the part too that's hard is both my mom and my husband, obviously, I know they don't mean to stress me out, right? They're not trying to do it on purpose. And I think for all intents and purposes, they want to be better. But it's like they haven't been able to find the right help and the right solution, you know. I think the hard part for us too, and I've talked about this, is we don't have much of a local, like, community or friend circle, so that's another hard part. You know, the friends that I do have, and I do appreciate you all, because some of you are in chat. It's not that I don't appreciate you, but we don't see each other very often, and it's more on me too, because I have a lot going on, and I have a lot of struggle, so a lot of times I just don't want to see anyone, but at the same time I do, you know, so sometimes I need people to just come out and say, let's hang out, let's do something, let me take you away from the situation, or let me just come over and bring you some food, you know, stuff like that. But a lot of times I'm just feeling so tired that I'm like, I don't want to deal with it, you know. So that's a hard balance too, and I'm too tired and too, like, what is the word, exhausted to just try and go out and meet people. And I'm not a very social person anyway, so granted, I appreciate all of you online a heck of a lot. You folks have all done so much for me as far as being supportive. It's different though, right? When you folks are thousands of miles away, you can't even be here in person. You know, it's not like I'm not trying to, what is the word? I'm not trying to put down the online relationships. I think they're important. But there's just an element missing, right? When you're not here. Like, you can't show up at my door and bring me food or come and hang out, you know, and just spend time. I watched a very interesting, oh my god, you guys have got me talking. You guys have really got me talking. But there's a documentary that my husband had me watch about touch. And it's funny because touch is such an important thing that we've been missing a lot of lately because of the pandemic. And, you know, we've been telling each other, telling kids, telling people don't touch each other, don't hug each other, be cautious about being close to people, you know. So I think that's changing the way we think about things. But it's so important, I think, to be able to touch someone and feel them and just be, because it gives you so much information, right? When someone touches you, it's like, you know that they care, that they're there for you, that it communicates so much just through that. And I think a lot of us are missing that. So, and especially for me, because most of y'all are so far, right? It's like, you know, I'm only 8 miles away, but that's so and I totally feel that, you know, Kieran. It's sometimes it's even hard just to close that distance, right? If we're on the same island. So wait, sorry, I've been talking too much. Let me go read up what you guys are saying in the chat. You all have got me on a roll. But I think that's what I'm missing, like having people here, you know. And I'm a very introverted person, but that doesn't mean I don't like people. I don't like big social situations. I want to be around people that I'm comfortable with. It's not that I don't like people, right? That's not what introversion is, if y'all don't know that. So it's just, it's been hard. Told you countless times that if I could be there. I know, Chicky, I know. And I appreciate that. And I do appreciate all of the sentiment from there. It's still hard that they're not here, right? It's so different. Because it would be fun, you know, like the friends that, this is another thing, y'all. See, this is all my sad stories are coming out. I definitely have to put this up on YouTube so I don't have to explain myself over and over again. But the friend that we had that was really close to us, the one that has my games, you know, he decided one day that he doesn't want to be friends anymore. And I've done a lot of reflection about that, and I think a lot of it was to do with the fact that he wasn't able to communicate properly with us his different feelings. So when he finally did, he said some really hurtful things, and you know, that was the reason the friendship ended. So, but he was a good friend that we had, that we just would literally, and I don't need a lot, you know, like come with us to the beach sometimes, or come with us to run errands to the grocery store, come hang out and have dinner at our house, you know, play some games with us. That's just like once a week maybe. that's all I ask. So we had a friend that was like that before, but I think it's been hard on my husband too, because once that friend decided he didn't want to be friends, you know, it's just, okay, well, that was really painful, right? So, and my husband didn't have a lot of friends to begin with here, so now he's very isolated now. And I think that makes it harder for him, because his mom and his sister are both not really talking to him. But don't get me started on them, because they have not made any efforts to try and help him over the past 8 or 9 years. They're all more of the selfish type who get upset because he doesn't reach out, he doesn't contact them. But it's like, he's struggling. You guys need to try and help him. My mom has been there for him more than they have, and she's very sick. So I've obviously had a lot to talk about tonight. The phrase for when you need skin-to-skin contact. Skin hunger. Having a local support network and community stuff is so important. It is, and I miss that. I used to have it. Frack, but it's just gone by the wayside. One-on-one time is important. I love group activities, but one-on-one is so much better. Yeah, that's me too. I like small groups because I'm a huge introvert. Like, I get nervous being around people I don't know, especially if it's a lot of people. So yeah, I still don't understand how someone just decides to not be friends anymore. I know, right? And it's happened to me a lot. So I almost feel like it's something with me, like, this is something I'm honestly asking too, because I feel like a lot of times when that happens, and it's happened to me quite a few times, that they just, for whatever reason, they weren't comfortable sharing things with me about how they were really feeling about stuff. And then when it finally comes out, it comes out hurtful and, you know, accusatory. And it's like, why didn't you talk to me about this sooner, before it clearly ate away at you and made you not want to be my friend anymore? Like, why didn't you talk to me about it so we could come to some kind of understanding, you know? So sometimes I feel like it's me. Like, am I hard to talk to? Am I intimidating? Do I make it difficult for people to talk to me? I don't know. Like, so I've been thinking about that a lot. I don't know. Like, you folks don't know me in person really, so most of you don't. But I don't know. I have to really think about it, because it's like, this has happened to me so many times. Is it me? I don't know. So, because they're rude. I know what you mean. Before we moved back in with my family, we literally lived across the street from our friends. They would invite us for dinner randomly. Yeah, that's really nice. Like, you know, it would be fun to have like a Golden Girl situation, you know, we're just all friends living. It doesn't have to be the same house, because y'all might drive me crazy, or I might drive you crazy. But just living in the same neighborhood together, you know, so we can see each other often. I've gone through a lot, knowing it's been nearly 15 years since your dad passed away. I'm sorry to hear that, Daniel. Become more and stronger than I previously. And you know, the thing is, I think I've gotten a lot stronger over the years, for sure, going through all of these things, but gosh, at the same time, I'm tired of being strong, you know? I don't know if y'all understand that, but I'm just tired of having to be strong. You know, it's like, I get that I've gotten stronger and I've been stronger, but man, you're literally the easiest person to talk to. Well, thank you, Chicky. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that too, especially since you know me in person. I think it has more to do with their own securities. Probably, yes. I just talk about everything openly. Well, Chicky, I appreciate that about you. Folk are complex beasts. People are. Most chill person we've ever spoken to. I appreciate that. I try. I have not always been this way, though, if you guys can imagine. I was much more... What is the word? Because I was so withdrawn before, a lot of times the stuff that would come out of my mouth would be unintentional. Or it would be... What the hell was that? Or it would be kind of rough around the edges when I spoke, because I was so introverted that when things come out, it didn't tend to come out right. I was more awkward before, and definitely not as good at presenting myself, but I've learned a lot too, so. Play Stronger by Britney Spears. Yeah. That's basically why I left my job. Yeah, though being strong is hard, you know, it's... Okay, Daniel, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate that, Daniel. You have a good rest. Have a good night. Being a rock lost into the waves right away. Oh, that's such a beautiful and sad image, Bard, but it's true. That sounded like a bong. I wouldn't know, Chicky. I have no idea. Yeah, no, it's... I know I'm stronger, because I know like 25-year-old me would not have been able to handle these situations very well at all. Like, I would have been freaking out and just, you know, having young gay drama, but I'm just tired of being strong, you know? What's a bong? I mean, I wouldn't either. Chicky, it's okay, you know. Never heard of her. It's funny because... Is that dork-sided? There is so much pot here in Hawaii. There's so much, but it's still illegal. So, but it's just everywhere that it kind of just, people don't really think about it because it's everywhere. So, it's sad because I think a lot of people could benefit from using it here, but you know. It's all that nature y'all have? I guess it is. I forget it's not legal in the whole US. Yeah, it's still not legal here. I don't know when it's gonna ever be legal here, but there's so much of it here. There's so much of it here. It's just everywhere. People grow it all over the place, and it's like... Most of the time the police look the other way. but it's still like just make it legal here already. It's everywhere. Medically legal. Yeah, I think it's medically legal here, but don't tell anyone. But even my mom has like her secret dealer that she gets it from. Because they'll get in trouble. Unless she has a prescription. Which I don't think she can get, sadly. Oh, that's cool, Mary. Oregon is doing, I can't pronounce that, psilocybin trials for mental health. That'll be cool. Pot in Japan is super duper illegal. They treat it like it's crack. Oh, that's unfortunate, Frack. My roommate has been doing ketamine therapy treatments, and let me tell you, that shit sounds wild. Psilocybin. Thank you, Chiki. Oh, magic mushrooms. See, I don't know any of these things. You know, honestly, my husband is not really into smoking or anything, but I bet that marijuana would help him relax. Because help calm his brain down, you know? Edibles, yeah, we could try those. Just have to be careful with those, because those can really hit you hard, right? Because my mom gets the oil. She gets the oil, right? So she uses that because it helps calm her down. Because she has a lot of anxiety because of her breathing, right? Because COPD, sadly, eventually the COPD will destroy her lungs, and there's nothing the doctors can do, right? So it's eventually going to advance and make it so she cannot breathe. So I think she thinks about that a lot, and so I think she uses that to calm herself down, calm her thoughts down. So I bet that would help him too. I bet. The hardest drug I've done is alcohol. Honestly, Frack, I am in the same boat as you, if you can believe that. Oregon decriminalized all drugs. Oh. Legalized shroomy research? Shroomy research, I love that. Slight evidence that mushrooms can help with mental health. I guess I've smoked hookah, but it was just tobacco. I mean, that's a drug. Are we talking about drugs? Hi, Jomi. Welcome in.
Hey, listen.
Oh, thank you, Phil. Yeah, Jomi, we were just talking about mental health and all the different struggles I've been going through with, you know, my mom and my husband, all the struggles they've been having. So we were starting to talk about different kinds of drug treatments that we could have. A bong was magically heard in stream. Yeah, that wasn't a bong. I feel feelings about why we're still stuck in stupid ways all the time. I know, it's so dumb. Unpacking is a very... I saw Unpacking. I saw somebody play that. It looks pretty cool, actually. Wait, there was a bomb. Somebody heard one, apparently, but I think it was just a motorcycle on the freeway, like, sputtering by. I've never actually heard a bong, so I don't know. Wait, what is a bong? Chicky? You're not fooling any of us. Okay, Sask, thank you for hanging out. You have a good night. Everyone say good night to Sask. Unpacking is super lovely. It looks really fun. No, I'm glad I decided to stream because this has been really therapeutic, talking about all my problems that I've been having lately and challenges and stresses, because I don't do that enough. You know, I need to, but it helps to talk to you all and have you say supportive things back to me. It's really nice because we've talked about a lot today, and you know, the reasons why I feel lonely sometimes, and the reasons why I have a lot of stress, and the reason I've been feeling stressed lately. So I do appreciate y'all giving me this chance to talk, and maybe I should have a just chatting stream. You should. They're good sometimes, and I love to talk, as you guys can see. I do love to talk, so it's funny when I first meet you, I'm very shy and I don't talk a lot, but if you get me going on something, I will keep talking forever. But we've been through my stresses. I mean, sometimes it's good to just talk about it though, Chicky. I know for me, I'm glad you all are here because it allowed me to talk about them in detail. A lot of times I don't like to put the details out on Twitter. I don't know. I feel weird about doing that, even though I just put it out to the world just now by talking about it on stream. But it's sometimes I don't want to put all of that information on Twitter. I don't know. It's just kind of weird how I feel sometimes. But it's easier to just talk about it, I think. Yeah, like Kyla, I think like you just said, sometimes it's good to just talk and have you guys listen and give me some little feedbacks, you know. Talking in typewriter is different. Yeah, it's different. I want a Chicky chatting stream too. Yeah, you should do it. Sorry that I've been lurking and forgot to use the lurk command, and sorry for apologizing. It's okay, Phil. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to embarrass Phil again, but I'm not sure if there's any new people who came in after we talked about Phil earlier, but Phil is my queer of the day for the stream. So we were talking about how great Phil is earlier because he is great. He's a wonderful person, part of our queer community, and those are all the spaces that you can find him at. So this is kind of what I want to do every time I stream this month, pick a different person to talk about and highlight, talk about things that they do and focus on. So Phil does lots of amazing things. So go check him out at all of his different spaces. The blog that he writes, the game that he makes, his Discord channel, a Discord server, his stream, all the things. So go support Phil. Sorry, I'm sorry is the new sorry, not sorry. Philisgreat.com. Yes, exactly. I'm probably embarrassing the heck out of Phil today, but that's too bad. You have to deal with that, Phil. I throw my business everywhere. I have no shame. It may be something I should work on. No, I mean, it's good that you can be open, Chicky. I think for me, I feel like I don't want to burden people with my problems, so I don't really talk about them openly on Twitter, even though I should, but I think I have an easier time talking about them like this to people. Phil is fantastic. Yes. How very Canadian of you. It makes me feel less stressed about expressing myself in stream, knowing that if I want the VOD, I can just stop existing. That's true. I very much like that. Yeah, I think, but it's good. I think for me, it's easier to talk about something and, you know, because, yeah, writing does feel permanent, Bard, you're right. You feel the same and bottle up everything. Yeah, so one of my biggest problems is, I think I'm doing better about it, but before, I used to keep everything in. I wouldn't talk about anything. And drives my husband crazy because he wants to know what's going on with me, right? He cares, so he wants to know. But a lot of times I'll let things ball up so much and then they'll blow up, right? And that's never healthy, because when you blow up, it's usually at someone you don't want to blow up at, or in a situation where you don't want to blow up. So I've been better about just letting the steam vent out, you know, and trying to talk to people more often and just share my feelings more often, because if you don't, then that's what happens to me, right? It'll explode, and it usually is at the wrong person or at the wrong time. So that's not good, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I've been really working on trying to just let it out, and I think that's why I wanted to stream today too, because I know there was a lot of things obviously that I wanted to talk about, and I was hoping I'd get people in, so I'm happy to have you all here and just listen and be a part of the conversation. So yeah, it's not healthy to bottle things up. It's hard though, because a lot of us are just conditioned to not share. And for me, growing up in, oh, this is a tangent I forgot to talk about, but remember how I talked about the Touch documentary I watched, or my husband watched with me? Growing up, for me, I think touch is complicated, because growing up I didn't get a lot of positive touch. Like my mom, I love my mom, but she was very traditional in that she didn't really hug or kiss very much or show kind of affection openly. She's not that kind of a lady. And I would say only within the last maybe 20 years, maybe at least, maybe a little shorter than that even, she started to kind of hug and kiss me, but very lightly. You know, she's not super affectionate. So, but when I was young, the only touch I would get from her is like if I'm in trouble, I get a slap or a pinch or a whack. So that's the only kind of touch I had from my mom. Dad was out of the picture forever. And then, in school, I would get beat up a lot. I would get pushed around. I would get tripped, and people try to pull my pants down, while I'm walking down the hallway. So it's like no good touch from people there. So I think as I got older, I started to feel like, okay, I don't want touch. So even today, I'm very particular about who touches me. I won't do massages because I don't want strangers touching me. So I think that's also part of the reason why I've turned out as a demisexual as well. Strangers is just, I no. And even people who know me, like I'm not a huge cuddler. I'm trying to become better about that because I've realized that I actually like it. But it's also something that I've told myself I don't need, right? And when you tell yourself that for years and years and years, you kind of you learn to live without it. And then you eventually turn to, at least for me, it's become it's almost repels, it almost repels me. So, on the other hand, my husband is in the same situation, but he went the other way where he just needs touch all the time. So that's sometimes where we have contention because I'm very different, right? I'm not super touchy-feely, but he is. So I'm trying to learn to be better about that because I'm realizing a lot of that is just internalized trauma that is coming out in the wrong way. So, but, my god, you guys have got me talking way too much. I'm so sorry. I can talk way too much. You're very touchy-feely. No, and that's good. Touch is good. Touch is a good thing. Especially gentle, like, loving touches. But, like I said, for me, I think because I didn't have it for so long, I just realized, no. I think the part of my brain that needs it kind of shut off, and it's like, no, you don't need that. You don't want that. You don't need it. So that's something I'm trying to undo as well. So many things that I've done to myself over the years that I'm trying to unwind as I get older, to unravel, to open up, because of all the traumas that I've been through. Brains are crazy. Talk more. I don't know if y'all want me talking more. I talk too much. But yeah, I don't know. I should have gave you a bear hug when we last met. Oh, that's... Thank you, Jared. No, but like I said, for me, touch is very complicated because it's complicated for me. I don't want it to be complicated, but it's complicated because it's just... Like I explained, I learned to do without it. So it's kind of where I've convinced myself I don't need it, even though I do. So it's nice, but it's just, what it is. Got to be in the right setting. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm somewhat the opposite. I love hugs and being close to my people. I have trouble with letting myself cry. Oh, that's where we're similar, though. I don't let myself cry enough. When I finally do, though, it's really therapeutic. But I hold it in a lot, too. It's your chatting stream. Well, thank you, Frack. I appreciate it. And I think I love being in close proximity to people. I like being around people. I like the closeness. Like, we don't necessarily have to be touching each other, but it's just, I think for me, it's just being around people is good for me, So I'm learning to be more huggy, huggy, touchy-feely, but again, it's hard. Crying don't know her. It's funny though, I will cry about, it's not stupid. I will cry about like video games, storylines, and movies and stuff, but when it's my own real traumas, I'll hold it in a lot and I won't cry until it it becomes too much and I'll just have a full-on breakdown. So that's not good either. Oh man, it's funny talking about myself. I'm a very complicated person, but at the same time, I guess I'm not that complicated, but I'm very complicated. So I think we all are. I'm frequently telling my shows, how dare you try and make me cry. I tear up at little things that happen in like for example, I was playing Final Fantasy 14 earlier and some stuff happened that wasn't really that sad, but I cried about it. So it's like, I don't know, when it's about other stories I'll cry, but when it's my own sadness, it's like it doesn't happen. So I can't watch the first Pokemon movie without crying a river. Aw, that's really cute. I love sensitive people who can cry about media though. I think the part that I need to do more of is the therapeutic kind of crying. I cry in like every movie. I cry. It's, yeah. I used to be ashamed about crying, not anymore, but you know. Anyone who can watch the first Pokemon and not cry, there's something wrong with them. I know, there are some moments in that movie. Oh my god. You know, sadly, I haven't watched a Pokemon anything in a long time. I played all the games recently, but I haven't really watched any of the recent movies or the anime at all, so I just don't have time. I don't have time lately. There's something wrong with me. Did you even watch it, Chicky? Well, you're not a Pokemon fan, so it's okay. You cry at like everything. Master Quest first episode is so sad. Oh no. Yeah, I haven't watched Pokemon in forever. I cry at everything too, though. And they're not even necessarily really sad things or really happy things. They're just, you know, things that kind of affect a little bit of emotion, and I'll cry a little bit. And it's different because my husband will cry about things, but he'll cry about real things. Like world events and things. And then he'll look at me crying in a movie and be like, why are you crying? Like, it's so happy or so sad. I did cry last week when I finished The Walking Dead. Oh, the Telltale Walking Dead? I know Dax was playing that too. I have not played those because I think they would traumatize me, so... And again, you know, maybe I have to teach myself to like narrative games, but I'm not a huge fan of like narrative-driven games. Like, I'm very excited for the spooky one that's coming out. That's part of the Dark Pictures anthology. I wouldn't play it myself, but I want to watch someone play it. It's almost like watching a movie where someone else is controlling it and you get to see their reaction, so I like that. But I remember freaking sobbing when I saw Dancer in the Dark, but that's like an emotional journey. I cried myself to sleep once because I lost the toothpaste. Oh, Mary. Aw. You know, and I think my husband's at a point too, I think, where he's just so tired that he gets really frustrated and sad about things that normally wouldn't bother someone, you know? So I can totally see how you might have been in the headspace to be sad about losing your toothpaste. It had just fallen beneath the counter in a little hidey hole. Aww. I had been drinking and legit cried for like an hour, and then my partner was like, oh my god, maybe you go to bed. Oh, Mary. So I cried myself to sleep. Oh, sometimes you just gotta lose it over something silly. Sometimes, yeah, well, I don't know if that was the situation for you, but sometimes that's just like the, what is it called? What is that old saying? The straw that breaks the camel's back, you know? It's that last little thing that just pushes you over the edge. And I find that happens a lot because a lot of bad, big things will happen to us, and we'll just kind of push through because we have to get through the camel toe. So we have to push through the bad situations, because we have to make it through that situation. But then when you get home, it's like, okay, you're all stressed out and you're just wanting to relax, but then something small goes wrong and it just sets you off, because it's like, crap, I went through all that other crap and now this little thing is just gonna push me over the edge. So it's how life happens, unfortunately. Your system is good at holding it together as Safari. It is. I think it's a little too good at holding it together sometimes, because it's like, that's also why I left work. There was one final thing that made me mad and was done with it. I mean, yeah, we all have our limits, right? So I think unfortunately sometimes those limits break. Sometimes those limits break in the wrong situations, but we just all have a certain amount that we can take before it's just like, fuck it, literally, So it's just, we all have that point where we cannot take anymore. So, we'll hit that limit break and do Omni Slash. Omni Slash and destroy your office. But I'm made of more emotional duct tape than human being at this point. I probably am too, Bard, to be honest. I probably am too. Duct tape and staples and, all those things. Scotch tape. A little bit of super glue here and there. But honestly, I think a lot of us are. A lot of us are. I think, what did Phil say? Phil said something earlier. It wasn't about him personally, but it was about his stream. But I think he said, we're being... Oh, his stream setup is being held together by duct tape and bubble gum or something. Sometimes that's how I feel about myself. I'm just being held together by very weak binding, and I'll just unravel at some point. But I feel like I have unraveled a few times. I put myself back together, so. Oh. I mean, I guess what I want to say to you all too is I want to thank you again for being good friends to me and listening, and hearing me out when I have so many things going on. There's just so much. I think there's so much happening in my life sometimes, and I apologize if have not been as responsive or as present as I usually am. I know I've pulled back on a lot of things lately. Like, I haven't been doing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV together with everyone. I haven't been doing as many streams, but there's just been so much going on. So I do appreciate you all a lot and sticking with me through everything and just being patient, because I don't think I'll dig out of this for a while. This is going to be a long time struggle for me until we can figure things out. I honestly, I think the hard part is I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel right now. There isn't really one, so I think that's what makes it hard too. I deeply feel we all deserve to reach a place where we can feel internally together. Yeah, I think we all need that, Bard. Got to go work in the morning. Thank you, Tadpole, for hanging out. Everyone say goodnight to Tadpole. I'm being held together by pencil erasers and tortilla chips. You might be thinking that won't work. You're right. Pencil erasers. As long as they aren't those crappy pink ones, Chicky. I remember using those pink, what were they called? Were they called like pink pets or something? The pink erasers that were really crappy, that everybody had back in school, and they just wouldn't erase anything. They're terrible. But I remember those. And number 2 pencils. Your BF says goodnight too. Good night, boyfriend. They bounced real good. That's true. And they would bounce in all different directions because of the shape that they are. But yeah, they couldn't. I don't remember them being very good at erasing. They would always smudge everything. Maybe a long time struggle, but that just means we're going to keep reaching out and checking in. Well, thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. I feel a little bad, you know. I know a lot of times when I tweet something a little cryptic, everyone gets worried and they check in on me. I'm not trying to. I appreciate the checking in. I don't want to burden you all with that. It's just sometimes I need to say a little something just to like make a small vent, you know. And I'm sorry that if you reach out to me and I'm not really into the mood of talking. I think sometimes I just need to say something and just let someone know I'm feeling a certain way, and sometimes that's all I need. You know, I don't really need to talk. But Jabo, welcome in. You missed so much, Jabo. How you doing, Jabo? I love the clear white line erasers growing up. Yeah, I think there were some white erasers. I think they were called magic erasers that I really liked. They were really good. Not the Mr. Clean one. I'm reading the room. Here in Japan, it's all about white mono ones, which are actually amazing. Don't be. Oh no, not the start. I can't read that. Ishgard at last. Are you playing Final Fantasy right now, Kieran? I miss Japanese stationery. Japanese stationery is so cute. My favorite thing that they do are those really fancy envelopes that they use to like give money to each other. Those are so pretty. Life is hard, but this community is amazing. Thanks, Jabo. I'd like to solve the puzzle, please. Would you like to buy a vowel? Vanna White Arms. Vanna White Arms. And all the nice pens. I love pens. What does Phil win, Chicky? What does Phil win? Does he win a trip? A prize? I'd like to buy a new bowel. The current one's is kind of broken. I think Chicky and Jomi would also agree with you, Frank. They also need new bowels. A new car! Revolutionary self-healing hole. What? I too would like a new bowel, yes. I figured Jomi was another one that wants a new bowel. My blessings? Oh my god. Don't be cryptic, just use little asterisks. I want a new stomach. Mine's cranky too. Mine is getting to a point too where I'm just annoyed with it because it's not liking things that I used to be able to eat. I'm definitely more lactose than I used to be. It doesn't like greasy food because I get heartburn. It doesn't like tomatoes. My mouth doesn't like pineapples anymore. So it's really annoying. And it even gets annoyed when I eat spicy food now, so it's like, oh, please, I love spicy food, but if I eat something that's too spicy with too much peppers in it, my stomach is mad. It never used to. The heartburn that happened when I hit my 30s? Me too, Mary, me too. You're not alone in that. I get heartburn from everything now, it's so annoying. I get heartburn from tomatoes, I get heartburn from pepperoni. I get heartburn if I eat too much citrus, which is like, if I eat fried chicken now, I'll definitely get heartburn. Pizza gives me heartburn. Peanut butter, really? I'm happy I can still eat peanut butter. Peanut butter is lovely. Speaking of which, my peanut butter cookies I baked last night are so good. I'm very proud of myself. I have Crohn's, so I basically... Oh, your guts. That does suck, Rack. Ugh. Heartburn womps. It does. It's terrible. It takes away the enjoyment of eating food that I like. It's like, why are you doing this to me? It's so rude. The cookies aren't giving me heartburn, which is nice. But you know, it's weird, my appetite isn't still fully back. Like, it's back. Like, I'm getting hungry again because it was weird. Like, after, what was it? Maybe Monday or Tuesday. I didn't eat for like, I'm sure you folks saw my tweets, but I didn't eat for like 24 hours. And when my appetite started to come back, I only ate like a very little bit. So even now, I don't get very hungry. Like, I know I have to eat, but I'll only eat a little bit and I'll be full. So I don't know what's going on. I think that's stress related for sure. Like 100% it's stress related. So being 30 is like a text. Avenger, don't say that because I am a year and a half away from being 40. So can't wait to see what that hill has in store for me. You want cookie? I know, I have, although my husband took the entire bag of cookies into the bedroom, so they may all be gone at this point. They turned out really well, and since I've made them once, now I know I can do it again. So I can always try different recipes, but those peanut butter cookies were delicious. They were so good. I think I would put a little bit less salt in it, because they were a little salty. I might actually leave out the extra salt next time and see what happens, because peanut butter is salty enough. So the cookies are in a better place, yes. A Corvette and a 21-year-old fling. Oh my god. Oh no. No offense to anyone in here who may be in their 20s, but I feel like I'm on a totally different plane of existence now from 20-year-olds, because it's like, I feel like we don't relate at all. And that's because I'm old. You don't need much salt in cookies. Yeah, if a fling takes 21 years, you're really milking it. Oh my god. The Rainbow Bridge. But yeah, I was just following the recipe, so it called for a tiny quarter teaspoon of salt, but I think I might just leave that out next time and see what happens. Because the peanut butter is salty enough to me, so it doesn't need extra salt. But I don't know if that's important for the baking process. I don't know. I just follow recipes. I'm 18 now for the second time. I'm 19 for the second time, if we're gonna go that way. You can leave the salt out? Okay, maybe I'll try leaving the salt out next time. Salt is usually for the crust color. Oh. They turned out a nice golden brown, and they're delicious. A couple of them cooked a little too much, so they became like crispy peanut butter cookies, which are still good. But the rest came out kind of in the middle, which I like. They're not super crispy, but they're still soft. So I'm really proud of myself. And that's the first time I've ever made cookies from scratch. So very proud of my accomplishment. 16 for the second time. You're still a baby. I heard a drip drip. But there are some people in my community that are like early 20s, and I'm just like, oh my god, you guys are babies. You're like half my age. Sprinkle some rock sea salt on top when they're done. Oh. I'm just having a bad week. Tried to see a doctor to maybe find a solution to my brain melting every day. Oh. I can't find a doctor to take me. I'm sorry to hear that, J-Bo. Literally no one is taking new patients. That's kind of what's going on here too. It's hard to find doctors that are actually taking patients, because we don't have enough doctors here for all the people in Hawaii. I had a friend question my use of baking soda as opposed to baking powder. Oh. And I'm not knowledgeable, so I actually don't even know what the difference of those two is. I know they're different, but... I didn't know there was a list of sound commands. Yes, there is. I don't talk about my commands enough. That's something I need to learn from other streamers because they talk about their different commands and ways that they can donate and stuff like that and other different social medias. I'm really bad about talking about myself, at least in that respect. So I need to be better about that. I'm the youngest here. I'm only 21 or 12. 12. To be fair, Chicky is still kind of baby too. I don't know if Jomi's still here, but Jomi is also baby. So there are some young people in here. It broke me. It took it hard because I was really against medication. I feel so strange when medicated. Oh, I'm sorry, Jabo. I'm still learning about commands and bots and all that stuff. Yeah, I have all kinds of things going on. I think my favorite ones I made are these, and I'm going to make more of these at some point. These redemptions. So I'm proud I was able to program that. Throw back to when Coda asked if I was 40. Oh, Coda. That's rude. Acting as a leavening agent. Powder is the basic component. Soda is the acid and basic parts together. Learning something. Medication used to make me feel so weird. Then I found that worked. Yeah, I guess it's just finding the right one, right? My husband hasn't found really the right combination of medication that's helpful, so that's been hard too. Powder requires an interaction with other ingredients. Brain melting is only so descriptive. Frack, you can be baby with me. It's hard to imagine you guys as older. A Google Lady Gaga. Oh my god. As far as I'm concerned, we're all the same age. I mean, we're all kind of within this similar age group, I would say, you know. But I definitely feel old around some of y'all. Because I am pushing 40. It's a journey to find the right medication, not just that, but the right combination. Yeah. It's so hard, you know, I wish you could just find a pill that's like, okay, this is gonna just make me feel better. But unfortunately that's magic, not science. Constant anger followed by sadness, all the anger, and I think it's my ADHD. I just can't function at a normal level. Anger is hard to deal with. I know this for a fact. Rain in a fireplace, I love this. Yeah, I know. My mental development stopped when I hit 25. I should have dodged him. Emotional age is a better means to connect than physical age. That's true. That is very true, because even some younger people are old souls by nature, so I get along with them. So that's true. I don't think I ever really. I guess no, I can't say that. I think I've always been kind of an older soul, you know. At least inside. I have to make more redemptions like this. I'm thinking of a couple, like maybe an ocean one, and something else, maybe like a river, a stream. I like all of these like comforting sounds, so I figured it's a good way to put it to use as redemptions. So I started my medication journey for PTSD and agoraphobic anxiety in 2017, only found what worked in 2020. It was so hard and I was so bad because I couldn't find what worked, and the different things they put me on would make me feel so weird. Yeah, my husband's been through that too, Chicky. Like, some of the medications he's tried just totally made him feel off and horrible, so it's really hard. And I think, sadly, the medications we have are just the ones that he tolerates the most, but they don't really work as well as they could, so... And sadly, his psychiatrist is another story because he doesn't really talk to Travis about anything, and he's fixated on certain issues that Travis is certain are not the problem. And all he does is really meet him for like 5 minutes every couple months and gives him medication refills. And the part that pisses me off about him is he's a doctor, right? So he shouldn't be saying things like, oh, we've already tried everything, there's nothing else I know to try. And when you tell that to somebody and you're a doctor, it's like, okay, so what? Am I just unhelpable, right? Am I not savable? Is there nothing that you can do? So, but he says that to Travis, like, we've tried everything, you've been on everything, there's nothing else we can try. So it's like, well, you're the doctor, you know, what are we supposed to do? So, I don't know. Shout out to the Prozac that gave me horrific closed-eye hallucinations, and to Wellbutrin that inflated my confidence and made me have a dangerously inflated sense of self. Oh my goodness. I don't think he's ever had that severe reactions, but the reactions that he gets a lot are physical. Like, they'll give him really bad headaches, or make him feel really weak and tired. One of the medications, I think it was Prozac, they gave him really severe headaches, so he couldn't stay on that one. Interestingly enough, they tried an ADHD medication for him. I can't remember which one, but that one made him feel awful. Like, it exacerbated his emotions, his bad emotions. So that was not good. That sounds really frustrating. It is really frustrating, and he's, like I said, I don't know if you were here earlier, but he's the 5th psychiatrist my husband has been seeing. The 5th one. So it's like, I think it was Adderall, Jabo. So, like, when you've been through that many psychiatrists, it's really rough. Because they just kind of get to a point where they give up and they're like, oh, why don't you go look for another opinion? Because I don't know what else to do. So when you get that 4 times and now 5th time, it's like, what do you do, right? I think that's why he's really tired, and he's just kind of given up on doctors because, and he's also been through at least that many therapists, probably more. So my Adderall has to be a specific brand, otherwise I get migraines. Oh, that's interesting. Adderall made me a zombie, but I prefer that to whatever I am right now. Oh, I see. And you have to pick the lesser of 2 evils, I guess. But I think it was the Adderall, but that made his negative thoughts and thoughts of self-harm, unfortunately, really strong. So it's like, no, you cannot stay on that. Because that was just not healthy. Now my meds just make me feel perpetually sleepy, but at least I can get off the couch to shower without feeling like I'm gonna pass out and die from my heart or my body feeling out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, Chicky. Travis has to have the same brand too, otherwise he gets migraines. Oh, it's funny. Jared's partner is also named Travis. So, it's really funny. So many Travises. If y'all didn't know, my husband's name is also Travis, and you all know I'm Travis, so it's like... I probably should go on some kind of medication for my anxiety, but I just don't like doctors. I mean, that's a fair statement. So many Travi. I know, and I don't really... I mean, these are the only Travises I know. I don't know any Travises online, which is kind of funny. None of y'all are named Travis. But yeah, that's Travi. Yeah, but that's what's frustrating, you know. It's just... That's what's been frustrating for him. It's just that medication journey has not been good. The doctor journey has not been good, so it's like... it's hard to think about what else you can do, you know? You don't know any Travisauruses apart from you two? I thought it was a more common name, but apparently it's not. Oh, geez, camera. I'm only smooching around. It unfocused for a second just because I turned. I think it's quite unique. I guess so. Like me? Oh, thank you. I'm definitely unique in many different ways. This has been really good for me, all. Thank you for being here to listen. I don't know a lot of people with my name. You know, Frack, I'm not actually sure what your name really is, to be honest. I just call you Frack because that's your screen name, but I don't know if I know your actual name. And you don't have to share it right now, don't feel pressured to, but I just don't know. I don't think I actually know what your name is. Sensual Daddy Man. No, that's his alt account. That's my name. And Chicky, for the longest time I didn't know your name either. Now I do, but for the longest time I didn't know your actual name. It's funny how that goes. I'm just Travis, so I don't have any fancy name. Daddy Mary, I'm quite unsure of your name too. I mean, I don't know either. I just call Mary Mary. You know, I just call you folks by your screen names unless you've at another time given me your actual name, but I know Chicky's name because of Snap. I forget when I learned Chicky's name. All 83 of your names. You do have a lot of names. I only have a middle name. Yeah, us Latinos having a million names. I don't think I've ever told any of y'all my middle name, have I? I'm just Mary. Well, that's easy. We already know you as Mary, so that's perfect. Yay, Browns. I have a very unique middle name. That's my grandpa's name. I don't know anybody else named it, but maybe Frack does in Japan. But my middle name is Tamaki, and a lot of people used to tease me because it sounds like temaki, which is completely different. Temaki is sushi. But my grandpa's name is Tamaki, and the literal translation of the name, if written in kanji, so Tama is like a circle or something round, and Ki, in this case, in his name, is happiness. So when you put those two together, Tama is like a circle, so it's something never ending, and then Ki, happiness, right? It's someone who is always happy, perpetually happy. So it's a perpetual, unending happiness, which I wish that was true about my life, but it's a really cool name. So, but I don't really talk about it much. But yeah, that was my grandpa's name. So, Tamaki. Yep, that's it. That's it, Freck. So I've never heard anyone else with that name, but yeah, that's exactly it. Jason is mine. Some of you may know it already. I get called everything else though. I know, we just call you J-Bo. Jason like Power Rangers? You have two middle names. I just have the one. Of course you do. Names are fascinating to me. They're very fascinating. I like learning them and seeing what they mean, you know, especially in different languages. So it's very cool. I find lots of English names very boring because there aren't really meanings behind them that we can suss out, you know? Like, I don't know what the heck Travis means. I have no idea. I feel like there isn't that much depth in a English name, but I could be wrong. I don't know. When I tell people my name, a lot of people my age only think of that one scene in The Night of Roxbury. I don't know that. John Mark Green. Mary Teresa. Oh wow, that does sound Catholic as fuck. I is the Chunk Green Ranger. My parents are Catholic or religious at all. They're both just old family names. Oh. Emilio. I like that name. Oh. Oh, wait a minute, Frack. I think that was your screen name before, wasn't it? Of some kind. I think. Not trying to out you or anything, but I feel like it was. That was part of your screen name or something before. Not the doxing. At some point, maybe. Yeah, I feel like it was. I feel like it was. Because I think in my head, for some reason, I thought that was your name, but I don't know where that came from. So I never called you that because I'm thinking, that's probably not his name. I don't want to call him that by accident and be like, that's not your name. My full name means Ascending Fire Sword of Pink Roses? Really? That's cool. Maybe on my old Twitter, which is now my professional Twitter. Ah, okay. Your professional alternate Twitter. That is really cool. I know random movie quotes. I am a bad person to use random movie quotes on because they will just go over my head. Sorry. If someone could find out what Travis means, I would be excited to learn what that means. But I bet it doesn't have any interesting meaning at all. My name just means Joseph of Jesus. Sit down, Travis. Uh-oh. Emilio just means like industrious. Oh. Oh, you found something? Proper name, also a surname. Late 12th century, from an old French word meaning to cross over, related to traverse, probably a name for a gatekeeper or the toll collector of a bridge. Oh. Traveler or crossroads. So am I like the troll under the bridge that collects the toll before you cross over? Is that my ancestor? Travis up here gatekeeping? Not the gatekeeping. Gotta pay the troll toll, yes, to get into the boy's soul. Answer these questions. Oh my god. That was my ancestor's job. Troll toll. Oops. Mine means strength or leader. Goes back to Jason and the Argonauts. Oh, your finger slipped. I don't know why. Whenever I hear that, it sounds dirty for some reason. I like the name Jason. I should have asked my mom what other name possibilities she was thinking about for me, just to kind of hear what I might have been named. Chicky. Just this makes me think of Jomi. Jinx. Jason makes me think of Heavy Rain. Is that the one where you have to call out for Jason? Jason. 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 My mom almost named me Edward. Oh, interesting. Come on, Eduardo.
Why was the streaming superhero going to have a good night's sleep? Because he was filled with so much love and support from his lovely friends who he in turn loved.
Oh.
2. I hope you all have a great night and a fun rest of the conversation. Love you all.
Thank you, Phil. Good night. And before Phil leaves, I'm going to embarrass him one more time. Put up his links in the chat so y'all can go check him out where he's at. Good night, Phil. Thank you for hanging out with us. Everyone say goodnight to Phil. I'll probably be signing off soon too, because normally in games streams where I'm gaming, I'm not talking as much as I am right now, so I can feel my voice going already. So I don't want to like destroy it. So we'll probably call it soon. You're a wonderful human. Phil is a wonderful human, yes. Talk more. My voice is going, Chicky, it's going. You can never leave. Am I trapped here on stream forever? It's a bit longer, Jason. Jason. I don't know why I remember that part. Someone was streaming it and they were just laughing because that's all they were doing. Just shouting Jason. Jason.
Splish.
Oh my god. Thank you, Freck. I'm glad that I've gotten that sound effect to be used as a way to say that it was a bad joke and that missed, because that's the sound that Salvatore Set makes when you miss in his game. So in Wind Waker. The Heavy Rain Jason bit is a running gag between me and Chill Dragoon. Crossroads to Infinite Happiness. I hope I take the right path on that one, Jared, because I feel like I'm going down the wrong one right now. I think Infinite Happiness is in a different direction. Oh, I think it was Bear Squared. Because one of them is named Jason, and I think they were talking about it on stream because they were playing it and just going Jason, Jason, Jason. It's funny how sometimes, like, I'm sure that it was an inconsequential thing for the dev when they were making it, but how it becomes something that just sticks in people's minds when you actually play the game. It's really funny. Oh my god, I keep shaking. Eventually, I want to get a desk that isn't as wobbly, because every time I touch this desk, it's a really flimsy old desk. It shakes. It just shakes my camera like that. So I can just touch it like a little bit and it moves everything. So eventually I want to get a heavier desk that it doesn't shake whenever I touch it, because at some point, this is an old flimsy thing. It has character. I guess it does. It does have character. It's really old. I'm sure it's an emotional and scary moment in the game, but it got memed. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because a lot of times I'm sure the dev didn't intend it to be that way, but it just ended up being that way. I feel that it's in part to the fact that you have to press X to call out instead of just having the character say it as you move. Yeah, because then you can spam it, right? Old flimsy thing. If it still stands upright, then it works. That's true, but it's shaky. And if I breathe on it, it like shakes my camera. Press F to say your condolences. Is that why there's F in chat now? Is that where that came from? I never understood that. Yeah, I don't understand what the F is, but it's funny to say F in chat when people die. So it's like, when people die in the game, it's like F. As much as I want to keep talking to y'all, my voice really is going, so I should probably call it. F. Yeah, F. I think my husband is still passed out in the room, which is a little concerning to me, so he needs to eat dinner. And I need to prepare dinner for myself too. I don't feel hungry at all, but I need to eat, so I think it did come from a game that had such a prompt. That makes sense. Go rest your voice. Yeah. And there's nobody on to raid right now, which is a little weird, but I guess it is late. Hi, Kefka. Eat a hot dog. We're almost out of hot dogs. I have leftovers that I'm going to heat up probably, so I need at least one. Thank you. But no, I do appreciate you all again being here and letting me share all of my different things going on. Sometimes it helps to talk about it, you know, and suck on a cough drop or something. Something. But I would stream, but I don't know what to play. Just stream. I'll hang out with you. I'll go hang out. I'll raid you right now. Suck. J-Po. More Castlevania. Chicky, I don't think I've ever seen you play Castlevania 4. Have you ever played Castlevania 4? Wait, I'm naked. Moisturizing. You're naked? Where's the... I don't have any snaps from you. Turtle concert? We could do a turtle concert in Chicky stream. I have, but I could do it again. I only say that because I love Castlevania 4. It's my favorite one. I know it's super basic. It's just a standard side-scroller Castlevania, but I really love it. I love the music and everything about it. Circle of the Moon. I don't know if I've played that one. The only Castlevanias I've played are Super Castlevania 4. I played Castlevania 3 and only beat it using save states because it's a hard game. Castlevania 3 I've played finally Symphony of the Night. I played that a few years back finally. It was really good. No stat, wanna bet? I have to go find my phone. Naked stream. Spicy chicky snaps. I always want those, but I never get them, so. Symphony is really good. It is. It's really good. Symphony of the Night was one of my favorites. I also played Legacy of Darkness on the N64, which a lot of people fairly don't like because it's very N64, and the controls are quite bad, but I still really like it. I've only played Symphony of the Night and that random PS3 one called Lord of Shadow. I've never played that one. You're too self-conscious. Don't be. N64 was so bad. But I think the jankiness of it, I really like it. And in I didn't play Castlevania 64, the first one. I only played Legacy of Darkness. And in Legacy of Darkness, you start off playing as a werewolf guy. And then once you beat the main campaign, you can go and play as like 3 different new people. And I like the girl who uses magic. I forget her name. But she uses like rings and she uses magic. She's fun to play as. So I think that was my favorite part of that game. Because you play the campaign once and then when you go back and play again, you can play as... I think The guy's name was Reinhardt or something, and he had a whip, and then Carrie I think was the other one or something like that, and you use magic, so you can be Wolf Daddy. Yeah, so in Legacy of Darkness the main character is a werewolf, so he attacks with, like, he shoots energy blasts out, or you can use his claws, and he can also transform into a wolf. So magic and chakrams. Yeah, you know, maybe that's the game I should play, but I might have to ask Chicky or someone who's good at emulation, because I could try to play it on my N64, but that game has issues with that, so I wouldn't mind playing that game for you all, but I think it struggles on, as most N64 emulators do, they kind of struggle, so they chug. But that was my favorite part of that game, is you get to play as Cornell, the werewolf, and then you get to play as the different characters, so that's really good. Emulation, I know, don't say it. Not fracking. Now say Cool Whip. I only say things like that because of Chicky. It's Chicky's fault. I'll even add H's where there shouldn't be H's. Like, woof. Whip. Cool Whip. Isn't that from Family Guy? But I think, I guess I can look up, I might have to look up settings maybe to use for it so that it works properly, because I think in the emulator that I use for Castlevania, if you use the shop, the game crashes. So it's like, I don't know if I want that. It's in my brain. I can't even pronounce Chicky. Well, maybe that game I can play if I can get it working. Chicky's influence. Game Shark all the items. I think, well, one thing that I learned from other people is there's usually a good, if you Google like the settings you should use for certain games, I think you can find them and just make sure that you tweak the settings in the emulator before you run it with the game, that it should be okay. But I'm always kind of clumsy with emulation and stuff. I'm not very good at it, so I'm a little more comfortable with it now, but there's so many settings you can touch and tweak. I'm just like, I don't know. I get confused. Unlimited holy water. Yeah, maybe I'll stream Legacy of Darkness for y'all one day. It's very janky. The controls are so bad, but I still enjoy the game. The game itself is well made. The platforming is only hard because the controls suck so bad. But it's honestly pretty well made. Oh, and the camera is terrible. It's another thing. Bad controls, bad camera, so that's already a bad combination. But Circle of the Moon is GBA. Oh. Oh, and I've played Order of Ecclesia. That's the handheld one I played. So that's my only experience with Castlevania. I enjoyed my time with Castlevania 64, but then someone told me I couldn't beat the game on easy. Oh. I hate games that stop you. I think that's kind of a dead trend, which is nice, but I know there were a lot of games before that if you picked easy, you couldn't play the whole game on easy, which is like, why? The DS ones were good too. Oh. Harmony of Dissonance. I have not played any of these. I should play them. I do like Castlevania as the series, so... And Aria of Sorrow. That one I've heard a lot of good things about. And most Castlevania games aren't super long, so I don't really have an excuse not to play them. Well, if they're on GBA, I can emulate those. DS is not so easy to emulate. That's like how you don't get all the story in Valkyrie profile unless you play on hard. Oh, that's another crappy thing. To me, well, you know, some games are made to be difficult, but like the Souls games. But I think it's always nice to have accessibility options, you know, and not gatekeep content behind difficulty. But that's just me. PS4, PS5, and Switch has a collection with it. Oh. I wish I could let you borrow digital games. You know, I miss back in the day, because when I was younger, my cousin and I, we gamed together all the time, so we would always lend each other our games, physical games. You can't really do that now these days. I wish you could lend people digital games, but I can see why they don't let you do that. But at the same time, it's like, it would be cool if you could. I'm glad more games have a just enjoy the story modes. Me too. Because I like a good challenge every now and then, but I'm not excellent at games. I can get frustrated at them, so sometimes it's nice to be able to turn down the difficulty and not struggle so much, you know? I'm not really, I'm not super, as you guys can see from the way I played Mario 64, I'm not very excellent at games, but it's nice to have an option, you know? A micro GBA? What's a micro GBA? I have a GBA emulator. Oh. I think I can emulate through RetroArch for GBA at least. GBA is not too bad. But once you start getting to the touchscreen with the DS, as you saw, Chicky, when you tried to play, what was it? A couple games, right, that you tried to play that were just so hard to do because the controls for the touchscreen were awful. I know Super Princess Peach was one of those. It's the cutest GBA. It has swappable faceplates, really. Super Princess Peach. I just remember that one when you were falling, right, and trying to like destroy the stuff before it hit Peach. That was so like bad. And Cheetah Girls. Wait, wasn't there another one, Chicky, that you played where you had to trace runes or something? Where you had to trace a rune? Or something like that? Wasn't that another one? I feel like that was another game you played. Maybe it wasn't you, but I feel like you're the only person that would have. Hey, welcome in Amadeus Gaming. How are you doing tonight? The screen is so small. Oh, that was Castlevania. Okay. Because I remember you having to trace runes or something on the screen. You're great. How are you? I'm doing good too. We're just wrapping up a Just Chatting stream tonight, so you're coming in just in time for the end. You had to trace runes to kill the boss. That's right. That's right. This stream has been so much different topics. It's been really great though. It's been nice hanging out with y'all and just chatting about stuff. I sent you a screenshot in Discord. Thank you, Jabo. I'll go take a look. I should go though. My voice really is starting to crack now and I'm getting a little bit hungry, so I should probably eat while I have an appetite. So Chicky, if you stream, I'll go hang out with you, but there's one topic we didn't touch upon. What's that? What didn't we touch on that you want to talk about today? Voice Poochies. That's your stream, Chicky. We talk about that all the time in your stream. That's that's a favorite topic on the Chicky stream. But you know what's funny? I'm not uncomfortable talking about that kind of stuff, but I guess I don't know, maybe for my particular, well no, sometimes you guys get a little dirty in chat. I'm not uncomfortable talking about it, but it's just it comes up more in Chicky's stream than it does in mine, which makes sense in a way. But yeah, I should probably go. I'm going to find something to eat, make sure my husband eats his dinner. And I gotta eat before my appetite goes away again, because what I've been noticing is that the what's that supposed to mean? Well, Chicky, you are way more open about talking about things than I guess I am sometimes, so it's just a natural topic to come up. Have a great rest of your day. No, thank you all again. I wasn't going to, but I think we had a lot of good talks tonight, so I might post this on YouTube as a blog, almost like a vlog, a 2-hour and 30-minute vlog. So I'm gonna post it. I'll probably post it up on YouTube. But no, it's been, we love Sexative stream. Yes. No, like I said, I have no problem talking about it. It's just, it's I won't say anything else. I don't want to make Chicky feel awkward. I have no shame and I should probably stop immediately. I don't think so. I like the way that you're very open about talking things. My streams are so PG in general, and that's fine, Frack. You know, a lot of our friends, you know, we have more PG leaning streams, like Phil does for sure, and another one that comes to mind is like Eric and Carter. You know, they have more that way. But I think just for me, I'm open about talking about anything, and I like that you guys can talk about anything, which is why I mark my streams for adults. It's not that we always get into that kind of topic, but I want us to be able to if we want to. So that's all. There's nothing wrong with having PG streams, because I think those are good safe spaces for people too, but it's just up to the streamer, honestly. It's whatever space you feel comfortable curating. It's your space, so do what you want with it. And if everyone has a problem, they can get out and get their own stream. So we definitely have. Yeah. No, so that's, you know, that's just, I'm open about anything. I just know that some people aren't particularly comfortable with certain topics, but like I said, this stream, I just want you all to talk about whatever the heck you want. It's fine. It doesn't matter to me. The one thing I don't like to talk about much is politics, but most of you don't like to either, so that's the kind of thing I will just, no, I don't have anything much to say about it, but other things, yeah, it's fine. I have mine to set to 18 plus just because I swear like a sailor. Do you really? I don't feel like you swear that much, Frack. Maybe I'm just missing it. Or I'm just so entranced by the sound of your lovely voice that I just don't catch anything, you know? You have a very therapeutic voice, Frack. Like, I can just listen to you talk and I don't even have to really know what you're talking about. And it's just very, like, peaceful. So Frack's voice is great. Like, I can just listen to Frack talk about anything. It doesn't have to be even anything interesting. I can just feel like, just listen to it. Penis changes rating. Okay. I better go, y'all. Sorry. I don't have anyone to raid tonight. I guess it's too late for most people to be streaming, which is understandable. Literally, I have 3 people online that, and I don't normally interact with these people, so but I think I'll just call it here. Chicky, if you stream, I will jump in. I'll jump into your stream, because at least I don't have to talk with my voice once I get there. But thank you all again for hanging out. Again, this will go up as a VOD, probably as a vlog on my YouTube. I still owe you folks one more video. I didn't post up the end of Super Mario 64 yet, so that has to go up as well. Take care of yourself. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to y'all soon. I may stream again this weekend, and it'll be a game this weekend. I'm not sure what, but if whatever we do, I'll be shouting out another streamer, another queer creator, individual that I respect. So but until then, y'all have a good night. I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.